with different temperaments may communicate differently, leading to misunderstandings. For example, someone with a quick temperament might rush through conversations, while a more thoughtful person feels unheard because they don't have the quick temperament. And here I'm going to use the example of the choleric and the phlegmatic. If you are a choleric, you marry a phlegmatic, there will be, unless you grow together, there will be struggles with communication styles, because the phlegmatic wants to listen, process, and then engage, while the choleric wants, let's talk about it, let's finish it, let's wrap it up, and let's move on. And it can become now what people say misunderstandings. They don't listen to me, they don't value my opinion. And then there will be the phlegmatic who will not follow through because they were not given the opportunity to buy into the idea, because the choleric just came pa 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 pa, and the melancholic is saying, wait, what happened? And so they are not aligned in that conversation. Then we have emotional reactivity, how strongly someone reacts to a situation based on their temperament can create tension or in a relationship, with one partner appearing overly emotional while the other seems detached. So if a sanguine is married to, let's say, a melancholic, and the melancholic, when the sanguine comes and shares information, the melancholic receives the information with emotional heaviness, and their mood changes, their body language changes, and they pull away. Then the sanguine is going to say, hey, I can't share some information about me, because then it impacts our emotional connection. Now, still on the same way of thinking, the melancholic will be afraid to express their emotions because they don't want to overwhelm their partner, who probably is choleric or phlegmatic, or even maybe not phlegmatic, because phlegmatic are very good at holding space, but the choleric and the sanguine, who are impulsive, let's move on, let's not talk about those heavy things. So the melancholic might feel very lonely in that relationship, because they don't feel like their partner is giving them space to really feel what they need to feel. Then conflict resolution. Different temperaments can lead to different approaches resolving conflict, with some individuals preferring direct confrontation while others avoid conflict altogether. Again, it doesn't mean that if you are a phlegmatic who is averse to conflict, dealing with conflict, or a sanguine who doesn't want to dwell on things which have passed on, it doesn't mean that if they are married to somebody like the choleric, who needs, the choleric and the melancholic, they need to resolve issues. It's just that they do the resolving of the issues differently, but their need is to resolve issues, not to put them under the carpet. And so it doesn't mean that if you are opposites that have been attracted to each other, that you cannot learn to create spaces where you can work together, even though you deal with things differently. The thing that each one of you would need to do is to increase your emotional regulation, emotional intelligence, how to understand yourself, how to understand your partner, and how to find this space where I can regulate myself, you can regulate yourself, and together we can create a healthier interaction. So we are communicating better, we are listening to each other, and we have goodwill within this relationship. And we don't do the things that normally happens, where we label each other. You are selfish, you don't like to listen, you don't listen to me. So when we do that, we cannot create goodwill, where we can be able to have an opportunity to hold space for each other. Now, because we are not aware that it is how we are wired, plus how we were nurtured, that has formed who we are in this conflict situation, then we can't fix it, because we don't have enough information to be able to understand each other. So we fight each other. So when we go into fight flight space, then we are up here. Both of us are very sensitive to self-preservation, sensitive to being attacked, sensitive to experiencing the other person as defending themselves. And so we are not able to come into a space where we can be able to resolve, we can be able to refocus on the issue, not necessarily on how we are experiencing one another. Then needs and expectations, a person's temperament shapes their need in the relationship and expectation in a relationship, which may not align with their partner. So let's say that the need of and I will tell you, the need of a choleric is to resolve issues, to create a goal and then finish it, resolve issues. That's the need in a relationship. That's what they need. So they need a partner who is going to walk with them and allow them to guide the process of finding a solution. The need of a phlegmatic is that there will be harmony. So even if we are going to create a space where we are resolving issues, please don't shout, please don't be too emotional, please don't be over the top. Let's do it harmoniously, let's do it peacefully. That's the need of a phleg. The need of a sanguine is let's stay connected no matter what is happening. Tusikasirike, don't be angry, let's just stay connected and then we will find a solution. And then the need of a melancholic is to understand why the problem happened in the first place. So if we do not understand these needs that we have and the expectations that we have, we are going to miss it. And so we keep passing each other. And there is going to be a space where we don't feel fulfilled in that relationship. Now, when we think about now your childhood, so I am growing up, let's say I'm a phlegmatic, and I'm growing up with a lot of chaos in that home. So my need when I grow up is that I will have a family where we will be harmonious. So if I come into the relationship and immediately my partner begins to condor macho or raise their voice or tell me what I'm supposed to do, and they are doing in a way that makes me feel stupid, makes me feel like a child, like they're talking to a child. They are not turning towards me and saying, hey, let's think about this together. Then what is going to happen? I go into self-preservation because my need is for harmony, because when I begin to be triggered to think about home and my child, my wounded child shows up, is triggered, and therefore I go into fear. If I am a choleric, same thing. If I grew up in a chaotic home, and then the only way I know or I saw was to, when we are in conflict, I take charge because that's what my parent did, the one that impacted me. So what is going to happen is the moment I feel there is a problem and I want to resolve the problem, I think that if I talk louder, if my partner is not listening, and if I raise my voice, and if I am aggressive, if I have all this energy, then they are going to listen to me. And so my need is to be able to be listened to and have a partner who is going to support what I am doing. So my expectation is that my partner, number one, will work with me and accept me the way they are. And number two, they will respect me, because this respect I'm looking for is something I didn't get when so the part of me, which is now the choleric, the go-getter, all of that, is wanting to have a partner who follows me, not a partner who is questioning where I'm going. And you know very well, as grown-ups, we cannot have a relationship without dialogue. It's not going to be a fulfilling relationship. And then the positive impacts, understanding your partner's temperament can help you adapt your behavior and communication style to better support them. So for instance, I usually hear that I shared with my partner the way I was raised and the things I have gone through in my life, which have been traumatic. And in the time when we were arguing, my partner took that information and threw it at me. And it made me feel so triggered, made me feel so unsafe that now I can't trust them anymore. So I went into myself. So understanding even the question of, since my partner has opened this part of their life to me, then I need to ask myself, so what? what is the importance of me knowing that information in my interactions with them? How do I support them so that I don't trigger the same trauma they experienced when they were growing up or through their life experience? I need to be able not to tell them, you are punishing me for something that I didn't do. I'm not the one who made you bleed. Don't bleed on me. Instead of having an understanding and compassion during the time when your partner is down, that you can hold space for them. I usually tell my couples that when we say for better or for worse, it doesn't mean that when you are worse, I come worse with you and tunakaa hapo kwa matope, tunajipaka matope. No, if you are in your worst, I need to be in my better so that I can hold the fort while you are processing what's going on with you.